Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're gonna go over 10 pieces of advice that I have for you, 10 mistakes that I don't want you to make if you're starting out your luxury collection. These are mistakes that pretty much I made. I'm pretty much made them all. And so I'm just telling you, don't do what I did, do what I say.
That's not how it goes. How does my mom say it? Do as I say, not as I do.
So if you guys want to know 10 mistakes that I think you should avoid when buying luxury, then please just keep on watching. But wait, you already know what I'm going to say. If you're not already subscribed, explain yourself. I post on Wednesdays and on Sundays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I feel like you're going to want to be here when I do. If you like luxury, you like handbags, you like fashion, you like not making mistakes when buying those things. I feel like this is definitely where you're going to want to be, so you should subscribe if you're not already, and you should follow me over on Instagram if you're not already. It's just the K Danger. I post every single day over there. Every day there's a reel, outfit of the day, something on stories. It's a lot. We post a lot over there, so you should follow me over there if you're not already. And with all that out of the way, let's jump into the video. So the first thing that I think you should avoid is settling. And this is something that I have done more than once. And honestly, it's so easy to get caught up. It's so easy, you guys. It's so easy, but just don't do it. So here's one example of what I mean by settling. And this is actually something that happened to me. And I explained this in the bags I sold in Y video. I'll link that video up here. But I did purchase a petite boîte chapeau in like the mini size. I purchased that even though I didn't really like that size. I liked the bigger size. But for me, the petite boîte chapeau has one big flaw. You guys already know what the flaw is if you've been here for more than 5 seconds. And it's that it has way too much vachetta. I can't stand vachetta. Pre-treated vachetta, not treated, like any type of vachetta, like just keep it away from me. I don't want to see it. So the petite boîte chapeau has so much vachetta that I decided I would go for the mini size because that comes in the reverse monogram, which doesn't have any vachetta. It has like black treated leather. I thought I was just making the smart decision because I know I don't like vachetta, so let me go for the smaller size. But I was really settling because I didn't really like the smaller size. I like the regular petite boîte chapeau size because it's like a hard-sided hat case type situation. It's so cute. So instead of buying the mini size, I should have just not bought anything. That substitute bag is not gonna make you happy. I mean, immediately, like what bag doesn't make you happy? You know what I'm saying? As soon as you swipe the card, you're like, but after a couple of months, a couple of weeks, that feeling is gonna fade and you're just kind of gonna look at this bag and kind of resent it because it's not what you really wanted and you know that you should have held out for what you really wanted. So that's mistake number one that I have made more than one time. The second mistake that I think that you should avoid, and probably the mistake that I have done the most on this entire list, like this one is like, it was my fatal flaw. I've actually learned and corrected since then, but this was bad for me for a minute there. So getting distracted is something that I am very guilty of. I will have my mind set on something. So let's just give you an example. Let's say I really want a black Chanel classic flap. That's just an example. Obviously I have a black Chanel classic. I will get distracted with any little thing that drops. Like let's say Bottega drops a collection. Even though I know in the back of my mind what I want is the classic flap, I'll see a new collection from Bottega and it's like a mini Jody in caramel, which I did have at some point, and I'll just buy that instead. Like that wasn't even on the wish list. What are you even doing? So by doing that, I ended up losing a lot of money. I'm just gonna say a lot of money because I've sold so many of those bags that distracted me. And I know now, even though I can admire something and think that it looks beautiful and think even it would go with my collection, that's not what's on my wish list. That's not what I'm looking for. So I know that I can kind of just push that thought to the side. I don't really get caught up anymore in most hype. Speaking of selling, my third mistake that I think you should avoid is being too quick to sell. I know that in the luxury space, everyone's always talking about selling. You have to sell, you have to sell. You can't just be a hoarder. You can't just keep everything that you buy. First of all, why not? If you have the space, if you have the money, why the hell not? Obviously, not everybody is gonna wanna hoard all their stuff, so I understand wanting to sell, and obviously I have sold a lot of things, so I understand from that perspective, but I don't think we should be forcing people to sell. Like if people don't want to sell, if people are holding on to something even though they don't wear it, like let them hold on to it. Who gives a crap? Like, but I know that there are people who have had seller's remorse. They've sold something. I personally haven't had this. This has not been an issue for me. But a lot of people have had seller's remorse where they'll sell something and then a couple months down the line, they'll kind of regret it or feel like they should have kept it or even buy the item back. And I just think this is something we need to avoid because selling items, especially in this market that we're in right now, it's not fun. It's not a good old time. I think we need to just really take a step back, look at our purchase, look at what we're gonna sell, look at what's going on, and really decide if that's what's best for us. So Don't be too quick to sell, my man, because then if you regret it later, you're gonna have to spend more money. You already lost money selling it. Now you're gonna have to spend more money. Probably there was a price increase since then, so it's even more money. And like, who wants to do all of that? Nobody. And then you know what? You're gonna end up selling it again sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes you might end up selling it again. So like, just really think about what you're selling before you sell it. That's all I'm saying. The fourth mistake that I think you guys should avoid making is kind of just in general. It definitely applies here when we're talking about luxury bags, but I think in general, this, like, just in everyday life, this definitely applies. Ignoring red flags. Don't do that. Pay attention, okay? In reference to bags, obviously you guys know what I mean in reference to real life, but in reference to bags, there are times when, let's say, kind of similar to my boîte chapeau situation, a red flag for me is the fact that this bag is this small, can't fit jack shit in it. The red flag raised and I just swatted it away. I was just like, But we should not be ignoring these red flags, because when it comes down to it, that's gonna be the reason that we sell the item later on. You see a pair of pants and it's in a size medium, but you know that you're a size large. But you try on the medium, you barely fit into it. You pull the trigger. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're ignoring red flags. You need to pay attention to what's going on, okay? If the pants don't fit, don't buy the pants, okay? Do not ignore the red flags, because like I said, that is going to be the reason that you sell the item later. And really what this video is trying to do, if nothing else, is help you not sell your bags or sell your items later, because selling stuff sucks. Kind of going off my last point, my fifth mistake is falling into hype. This is something that I have done so many times, and it's similar to getting distracted, which was like number 3, I think. Number two. But it's different because you can get distracted with literally anything. Like, you can have a Chanel classic flap on your mind and instead go in and see a wallet on chain and end up buying that instead. That's a distraction, but that's not something that's really trendy. This is when you're falling into hype. When you see all the influencers carrying the multi-pochette from freaking Louis Vuitton and you know that bag is ugly as hell, but you see everyone carrying it, so you buy it anyways. I'm getting a flashback of when I did this, you guys. I thought it was one of the ugliest bags I've ever seen, but everyone just kept on posting it. And it was so hard to get that I fell into the hype and I bought it. I probably wore it one time and sold it immediately after that, because I knew that this was just not the bag for me. I don't know why I did that. I really, like, truly do not know why I did that. And I remember being so happy when I got it, and then I looked at it and was just like, don't fall into the hype. Buy what's true to you. Buy what you want to buy, because at the end of the day, the hype dies down. The fad goes away, it fades, and then you're stuck with this item, and whether or not you love it is kind of gonna play a big factor on whether or not you sell it. The sixth mistake that I think will be detrimental to your luxury journey, I guess, is paying too much attention to what other people think. This is something that I definitely have been, I've definitely been guilty of this one, because I just used to care a lot about what other people thought about what I wore, what I bought, about me as a person. Like, I really kind of relied on other people's opinions, and because of that, I ended up making some just really bad decisions. But now that I'm a little bit older, you guys know I just turned 30. I don't give a shit. I really don't care. I don't care. If you don't like my bag, like, sucks to suck. I really can't help you. You don't have to like my bag. You know who has to like my bag? There's only one person, and it's me. And pretty much everything that I have, I'm very happy with. So that's what matters at the end of the day. And if Sandra down the block says that wallet on chains are stupid and that they don't fit anything, then I know that Sandra can go get Crocs, because I don't care, Sandra, okay? And that's where I feel like we all need to be within our style in general, not just with bags, obviously not just with luxury, just in general. If you are wearing something that makes you feel good, that makes you happy, Sandra can go suck it, okay? Who cares what Sandra has to say? It's all about how you feel about your wardrobe, and that's just something I need you to remember. I need you to remember that. The next mistake that I think you guys should avoid, and again, this is one that I have done, is buying and selling just on repeat. Like, it's just like a vicious cycle of buying and selling. This is one that I see a lot, and I do think if you're not using something in your collection, yeah, sell it. Like, that's obvious, that makes sense. If it's something that you actually like, it's something that you actually wear, but you just want to sell it so you can get some money to buy something else, I think that that is a mistake, because like I said, you're always going to lose money on bags. Pretty much always. I mean, unless you've had like a classic flap for the last 15 years and then that's what you're selling, you're not going to lose money on that, obviously. But pretty much you're going to lose money. I just think if you go on a vicious cycle, like I did, I had like all Louis Vuitton bags, sold all of them, and then went out and bought like all Chanel bags, if I decided that I wanted to start collecting Hermes and ended up selling everything behind me, I'm gonna end up losing thousands and thousands of dollars on that, and that just doesn't seem like the route that I want to go. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. My second to last mistake that I think we should avoid is buying a bag just because you like it. Now, wait. Before you guys come and start trying to fight me, let me explain what I mean. I don't think that if you like a bag, that's enough of a reason to buy the bag. And I know that some people will say,
I'll just buy the bag if you like it.
I am gonna have to disagree with you there, because the thing is, are you gonna wear it? Is it gonna work in your wardrobe? Is that a color that you already have, or is that a style that you already have that can be replaced with something else in your wardrobe? That's the things that I think we should be thinking about before we're buying a bag. Yes, if you like it matters, obviously, that's the first thing that should matter, but after that, there are still some questions we need to ask. Otherwise, it might end up being a duplicate, or it might end up collecting dust on the shelf, or really, there's a lot of ways that this can go. So for me, I know what I like. Obviously, it's very clear what I like. So if I see a bag from like Loewe, like the Loewe puzzle bag, I absolutely love that bag. I do, and I look at it constantly. But I'm not gonna buy the puzzle bag because I know my style, and that's not it. And I don't think that I would end up wearing that bag enough for me to actually make the purchase on it. So even though, yes, I like it, I think it's beautiful, I don't think it would work with my wardrobe, and I don't really think it would fit with my collection. So for me, I'm not gonna buy it. For example, if you're the kind of person who only likes really big bags and you see a Micro Lady Dior and you're just like,
damn, that bag is so beautiful.
do not buy that bag, because you know that you like big bags. Yes, the Micro Lady Dior is beautiful, and unless you know for a fact that you're gonna get the wear out of it, you know that it's gonna work in your wardrobe, then yeah, go for it. But if you're the type of person who just likes to carry a lot of shit with you, you're gonna be mad that the Micro Lady Dior doesn't fit anything. I think we need to just think through the purchases and make sure that they're gonna work in our lifestyle before we just swipe the card. That's what I'm saying. And finally, the last mistake, and probably should have been the first mistake, is spending over your means. Don't do that. Don't do that, okay? Because at the end of the day, like, they're bags, you know, it's shoes, it's jewelry, like, it's not that deep. It's not a necessity. Like, we could survive without this stuff. So why are we doing all of that? You know, it's just not necessary. Wait until you have enough money, like, it'll be there. And even if it's not, something else will be there, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's a luxury. It's not something that you need. I spit. That was like a big chunk of spit. It's not as important as like eating or like having your children fed or something like that. Like, this is just for fun. It's for shits and giggles. So let's just not prioritize that over some other things. I think you guys already know this, but I feel like in this day and age, it's very, very easy to fall into that trap with things like Klarna. Is that what it's called? Like Afterpay, the Pay in 4. You know what I'm talking, Quad Pay, whatever it's called. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's very easy because there's so many options available to us. I think we need to just spend within our means, because this shit doesn't matter at the end of the, like it doesn't matter. So I'm just now realizing that there's actually only 9 mistakes here, not 10. So my bad. But yeah, these were the 9 mistakes that I think you guys should avoid when buying luxury. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, which one should have been my 10th one, if I did this correctly. Apparently I can't count, which is really scary for an accountant. Let me just say that. Okay. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about my picks. Let me know if you have any additional ones. Let me know if you guys have made any of these mistakes before. I definitely have made most, if not all of these mistakes before. So like, I'm guilty. So let me know if you guys are too. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did like it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I post every single day over there. I don't know what my fingers were doing there, but that's all I have to say. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. I just had like 3 garlic knots. So if you see that anywhere on my face, I'm sorry. Let's just move past it. I like garlic knots.